Hey, welcome, guys. Welcome. Nice to have Lux again, Mo, and you all know me, Nathan. Um, so today we're going to be talking about boundaries, guys. Right? Before I start, um, Mo, I'll go to you, Mo. What does boundaries mean to you?
So boundaries, it's crazy though because I really have been really just starting to use this word a lot in the past few months. But it's just setting limitations to what you are willing to tolerate, what you can tolerate, what you are willing to accept from people,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that limitation when it comes to others as well. That what are their limitations? How far can you go with them, without trying to test them and really make a situation worse than it can be.
Okay, cool. For me, it means setting a line or a barrier that others can't cross, but it can be also reversible in the sense of there's boundaries for yourself that you don't
Mhm.
even cross. Aaron, what about you?
Uh, I think I think boundaries are the things that you do to protect your mental health.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have nothing else to add to it. I believe that that's literally that's how you survive really long in the world. But when you have certain limitations, lines, or parameters, uh,
Right, parameters.
that
Yeah, yeah.
that people that you love, because that's what I imagine that boundaries only account for the people that you love, not strangers. Because it's just like I don't really know you, so that's the
Right.
biggest boundary. But you start dealing with people that matter that are in your space, that's when, hey, you can do that but you can't do that, and that's what keeps this together.
I like that. So before while I was preparing for us to talk about this, I was asking some people on Twitter, and I think I got yeah, I got some replies. Um, so let me just go into that quick. Yeah, so one person said good management of money. Good management of money. That can be, and let me go into that. So that could be, you know what? This month I only plan to spend this amount of money just
Mm,
because I have things to pay for.
mm.
Another person said, uh, minding your own business. Minding your own business.
That's
And that's
fact.
Simply
it's
put.
true. It's true because some people have a tendency of they just like to talk. They like to spread gossip,
True.
and some people can't mind their own business.
And
Um,
some people just like to know just to know,
true.
not to
Hmm.
add or not even to take away, just to know. And I don't
Mm.
understand that, but okay.
Yeah. Um, so I'm gonna play a clip, and I want you to show me. Tell me what you guys think about this. It's a very short clip, but
I
it's
love
on the.
these segments. I love when you play the clips. I feel like I'm in class.
Well,
It's just like,
this time, the people are gonna see the clip because I checked first, and I can show this clip. But yeah. So tell me what you think about this clip. People that are listening to, let me know what you think about this, and what are your boundaries, and what does boundaries mean to you. But let me just play it.
Examples of boundaries. I got you, Papa. I'll give you three. One, no using profanities or name calling during conflict. Using inflammatory language just makes things worse. Numero dos, no stonewalling. That means hanging up, inappropriate use of silent treatment. And three, no weaponizing the relationship. Don't threaten to break up with me. If you're going to talk about it, be about it. But you're only going to have the opportunity to break up with me once, big dog. And it goes without saying that people that have healthy models of love in their life don't need boundaries as much. But for people that haven't had healthy love demonstrated for them, they need a little bit of hand holding and guidance. And that's what these boundaries are for.
I like that.
Those are good.
mm,
What do you
yeah,
think?
actually, yeah, that was really good. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, what she was, I felt like what she was talking about is boundaries when it comes to uh, how to handle conflict in relationships.
Hmm.
So if you're going to handle something in a certain way, don't hang up in mid conversation because that is something that, from what she was saying, I don't stand for. That's a boundary. That's something that you don't cross. We're trying to have a effective dialogue. Don't cross that. Um, Yeah, and Mo, you have any thoughts on that?
She hit it on the nail. Um, but yeah, it definitely those are key things when it comes to relationships. Um, because those are just things I feel like just add fuel to the fire. Like if y'all already in your emotions, don't do anything to agitate the situation if you don't want to be in the situation. So clearly, if you're constantly doing these things, you want this to prolong, and that just screams toxic. And that got to stay over there. That got to stay over there. That just screams toxic. If it happens every single time, like, I'm sorry, but you can't be my friend and you can't call me up. We just got into a fight and I just hung up on him because I'm gonna hang up on you. Because why are you doing that? Why are you bringing that toxicity over here? Figure it out. And not to sound harsh, but like you did that to. Okay, I'm gonna show you how it feels like, and you don't like it. Okay, now go fix it because this is ridiculous. Like, come on now, we too old for this. It just screams toxic, and I just can't deal with toxic in anything.
She got a point.
Go ahead, Aaron. You expand on that.
It's like when she mentioned about threatening to break up and weaponizing the relationship, I really feel like people try to leverage their value when they're stronger in an area in the relationship than their counterpart. It's sad because you're there to assist, and instead you would like to threaten with absence, knowing what that would do to the person's mental. It's like you're pretty terrible for that.
It's
That's
a
not
manipulation technique.
yeah, like that's not love. The baseline is not love. Yeah, that's egotistical. That's very ego and very, very maniacal, very conniving. Yeah, I liked all the boundaries she put up. Yeah.
Just a question, guys. Do you think in order to have boundaries, to set boundaries, you have to know yourself to a certain extent?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because how can I expect somebody to know my boundary when I don't even know myself to even set boundaries? Like, rule number one is knowing yourself and what you can tolerate as a person. Because you can't try to tell people in your space, oh, X, Y, and Z is off limits, but then you contradict yourself every single time you try to set that by what you're doing. Because then that's going to get people confused, and then you're always going to be wondering why, like, I told them I don't like that and they keep doing that and da. Like, that's because you're keep doing it. Like, be what you say you're about. Be and do what you say you're about. Because if it don't add up, then the math is all off. Everything gonna be wrong, and it's always gonna be a problem. So you got to know yourself in order to even set boundaries. And sometimes, like Aaron has said in the beginning, you gotta set boundaries for yourself as well. Like, it's not, or it was either Aaron or Nathan that said that, but it's not just one sided. You got to know yourself and what you can tolerate and what you're able to handle. Because if you can't handle something, then you don't need to be dibbling dabbling in it. That's part of you knowing yourself. Like, I know there's certain things I can't handle. I'm never going to bring it up. I'm never going to indulge in it unless I get the proper help and I take the steps it is to take in order to handle with that. But I'm never going to project that onto somebody else.
Right. Aaron, you're thinking very hard, like Professor X.
All right, because you know, like, knowing self is literally the baseline of any relationship, and how you interact with yourself is typically how you're going to interact with the outside world. The world doesn't change, it's you changing, and then the world altering itself based off of your perception. So that means that if an opportunity was here and you got stronger or smarter, well, that opportunity is still there, but you're capable of handling this opportunity and that opportunity because of the wisdom and strength that you've acquired. So I don't like it when people are figuring themselves out but wanting to find companionship. You're putting the cart before the horse. You need to finish you first. Get to a certain place in your life where you feel plateaued, stable,
so you know what you can manage.
So you know what you can manage, and then you go out and seek, you know, the baddie or the whoever. Like, it's so necessary. Knowing self is so necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know yourself, that foundation is going to crumble every time.
Mm.
Whether it's in friendships, family, relationships, your foundation is going to crumble.
I like what you
It's
said,
not
foundation.
sturdy.
Yeah,
Your foundation
foundation.
is built
Yeah.
with like mud and water. Like it's not, once it rains and the storm hit, it's over with. Like that's
Mm.
it. That's not standard. Like you
Yeah.
got to know yourself.
Ooh. We're not even, what is it? We're not even 20 minutes in. We're not
We're not
even
even
20 minutes
no,
in.
bro. Not even 20 minutes. Not even 20 minutes. This is dope.
This was a good topic.
There's a lot of things that cross my mind right now.
Oh my God.
No, but boundaries are so important. I had a talk with someone 3 weeks ago, and it was taking your shoes off before you walk past the threshold, right? And if I know that Aaron is allergic to peanuts, I won't offer it to him. In fact, I won't even open up the packet because the smell of itself can make you sick.
Mhm.
When you step into certain people's lives, you need to know your boundaries and their boundaries. Boundaries are so important. In fact, because life is about people, boundaries are so important. And knowing yourself, because on the flip side, if you don't have your own boundaries, anybody can come across and mistreat you without you even realizing it.
Yep.
You know, and vice versa. If you, Aaron, don't if I see that you've dropped your boundaries or what you stand for, that too, if I wanted to, or if I didn't respect you enough and what you have going, I could mistreat that, and
Mhm.
I could step over that line.
Wow.
And we say the line because the line is the boundary is something where you can uh see, not literally, but through our conversation,
Mhm.
through our friendships. Okay, I can't cross past this line. What it should be is, okay, Aaron or Mo, if I see that your boundaries are that you have yourself a kind to break down, it should be, you know what, Aaron or Mo, look, you're dropping the ball on this. I think you need to do this or do that. You know, do you realize this person's trying to go on, Mo? You want to say something?
Yeah, I do. I just wanted to add when you said like, if you don't know it and if you don't know your own boundaries, like anybody can use that to hurt you and harm you. And it ties back to what we had said about manipulation. Like
Hmm.
people are mischievous and some people are really, like they really need like help.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is they feed off of those that they feel are less than. So if you don't know yourself, if you don't have a certain standard for yourself, anybody, like you're going to run into those people who are constantly going to manipulate you and literally have you thinking like you're wrong all the time, have you thinking like what you're doing is not it, it's not the move, it's something wrong, and they're literally going to manipulate you into doing and thinking how they feel you should do and think. And
Mm.
and there's so many people out there like that, and it's crazy that we probably are encountering those people on a daily and we don't even
Mm.
know, because we may have dropped the ball with our boundaries.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It may be influenced by, oh, I'm in strong like of this person, I quote unquote love this person, and so I'm willing to do anything. But with that anything, you can't slip up on your boundaries, because then you're opening that door for manipulation, and that manipulation is a game killer when it comes to mental health. Like,
So then the question to both of y'all,
Mm.
is there two questions? Is there a such thing as an emotional body?
Emotional body.
So like, you know how there's a physical body and it has things and limitations or whatever. Like, you know, some people like your body is your physical body is inherited by a clash of DNA. So, you know, your mother and father, they do their thing, you get created. But in that same sense, that DNA is transferring emotional intelligence. Do you feel like there was an emotional body?
As in
Like,
emotional intelligence.
yes, like, okay, for instance, and this is the perfect example. You mentioned peanuts and how allergic. How many behavioral things is an emotional body allergic to? Like, if Mo doesn't, is she allergic to manipulation, lies? You see what I'm saying? The behavior.
Right.
So do you feel like if there's an emotional body, and if so, what are the allergies of said individual? Like, what can they not tolerate? What would make them inflame,
Right.
flare up?
So what we're and again, emotional intelligence. So this is me now trying to tap into that and trying to understand, and this is key too, and it links back to
Okay.
communication.
Yeah.
Now I have in front of me, apparently there is 7 types of boundaries, and one is kind of what you touched on. But let me know if you're right.
Okay.
Emotional, mental boundaries.
Mm.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Examples. I don't feel comfortable discussing this, and that could have been due to some sort of experience, or I feel embarrassed and powerless when you chastise me in front of our kids. I'd like you to stop.
Mm.
Okay. Yep.
Facts.
So does that help? I think I've answered it. So to
Yeah.
answer your question, yeah.
Yeah. So there is an emotional body, and then
Yeah.
in a sense, and she's telling, or he or she is telling that individual what they're allergic to. Hey, you embarrassing me in front of the kids, that makes me flare up, because then you get a filter, of emotions that projects the wrong kind of communication. I believe that in every instance of conversation, there are extremities, and then there's mid-tier, and then there's just neutral. So like, go ahead.
I was going to say, and which is very important, because people watching this, I don't want you to see having boundaries is okay. How you deal with it is another thing.
Yes.
Because we
Ooh.
spoke about counter-reacting the other was it last week? 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Counter-reacting is so important. It's okay to set boundaries, but how do you then how do you react after that? So the example that I gave, I don't feel comfortable discussing this. That sounds fine, perfect. But if someone was to say, why? You never want to talk about anything, blah blah blah. Now her reaction should be, okay, let me explain why, not her blowing up or shouting and things like that. And we've seen examples of that on social media, movies, reality TV shows. They have their boundaries, which is fine. Their boundaries are valid. I don't want people thinking their boundaries are not valid. There isn't a emotional side to it, but how you react has to be Aaron, you mentioned emotional intelligence. You have to have a little bit of that. No,
Yeah,
I
you
can
have to
understand.
understand.
I can
That's when it
understand
comes
though.
in. Go ahead.
But again, though, right, Mo, what? And then people might be saying, "Oh, but what if because of my past trauma?" Okay, fine. Communicate that too. I understand that. And again, I'm going to put this in, even though it's not kind of for this. But therapy is so key. That will help you manage your boundaries as well a little bit more better.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's part of knowing yourself and knowing your own boundaries, your own limitations, and knowing how far you're willing to go in a conversation, dealing with anything. And that's what I was saying when I said that there are certain things that I don't tap into. And until I take those steps to be able to handle that, then I'm not even going to go near that.
Not even in the
But even
discussion. So if I was
yeah,
to say,
because I can't have a discussion with you of something that is still confusing to me. It's something that I can't explain my emotions.
I disagree.
But okay, but
I know you
listen.
might say, how do you communicate that you can't communicate that with your partner at that time, even though you have a boundary, but that boundary has exploded after that? You know what I mean? So how do you then?
Yeah.
Because he might say, well, we need to communicate, right? Go on. I'll go on. You talk.
So it's gonna so I just naturally see, like, people getting triggered and just lashing out. That's with this is just what I see. And it's what I've dealt with. And sometimes, like, I've even triggered people and I haven't realized it, and I had to be like, okay, you know what, we're not even gonna go there, because clearly it's something that I'm fine with you not sharing with me, and I'm not taking it personal that you're dealing with this. I'm sorry that you dealt with whatever you had to go through. And if it's something that you don't want to tap into, then we don't have to tap into that. I think that's up to the other person to not be so curious and just to kind of stay back and let that person have that moment. Whether it's like, because you can't fault somebody, because some people don't know how to deal with certain traumas. So I can't necessarily fault you because you lashing out at me because I triggered you. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
I
So
can't
look.
fault you for that. So
So
I
look.
gotta, yeah, okay, go ahead.
So let's use me and you as an example. I'm getting to know you, and we touch on something that triggers you. We leave it alone. Throughout our interaction, months go by. That same thing is showing up in multiple
It's happening.
places. That's when you have to speak about it, even if you
Yes.
don't know how. And that's
Yes.
that's my baseline of disagreement. It's because like if you're not aware of it, you at the very least you know that it's bothering the interaction. So now for the person that is curious, this is where like for men, this is where it's tricky because we lack so much emotional intelligence. So when you're in somebody's head and you're in a blind spot, and that person, you're in that person's blind spot, and if you don't know what a blind spot is you can't see what's in that area. So now think about your mental. You're in somebody's head and they're not familiar with how they themselves respond to said trauma or whatever. You have to be extremely sensitive. You have to walk on the literal eggshells as you're figuring out how to get them to the solution in their blind spot in their brain. And that requires patience, long suffering, and lots of love, intimacy. If that woman feels like you get her, she'll welcome you more so into the blind spot, because that's where you can dominate and lead her, because she don't know nothing about it anyways. She wants you there. You just can't be out here, well, you got to do all this and tearing up and smacking stuff and ruin it, because that's rupturing
You
her
gotta
thought
go.
process.
Also with that, you gotta be genuine, because not everybody that goes through trauma is so willing and open to tell any and everybody. Because okay, so I'm gonna just put me as I'm a open and honest.
I'm
when
here.
I'm not an emotional person. It takes forever for me to tap in. But when I do tap in, I'm very cautious of who I tap in with. And it's either my partner or it's one of my ace boon cool, my ride or die, like my close friends. Like, I can't explain how close. But when I do tap in, I have to let them know, first and foremost, I'm going to a place I don't go every day.
Ooh.
And I need you to be genuine. And I do that off rip before we even have the initial conversation. When you get to know me and when we get close and we get a bond, I tell you, I'm not an emotional person. I tell you, I go through spells where sometimes you'll see me for a whole year, maybe year and a half, and I will not tap into no emotions. You would think I'm a robot. And then there'll be something that would hit it, and I'm like, I'm in it right now. And I'm sorry, but I can't tap in right now. I can't do that. And you're gonna realize that if you're my friend, you're gonna realize that. And what I ask of you as my friend is to be genuine, because I can't stand talking to people and indulging certain things to people and they're not genuine. Like, you can read it off rip, like, you're not genuine. This is fake. Like, you're gonna give me the same textbook. It's gonna be okay. Oh, really? That's crazy. That's not genuine to me. I don't want to talk to you. I'm wasting my breath. So I feel like when it comes to that, and I feel like when it comes to a lot of things that people go through, a lot of people don't tap into it because they don't feel genuine, and they don't feel that security that they can indulge into it without being judged, without feeling embarrassed, without feeling like they're automatically looked like they're less than now because they had gone through such an experience, without their worth being diminished to absolutely nothing and people just walking all over them, without them feeling like super vulnerable. Now they're weak to the next person. Like, if it's not genuine and they don't have that security of, you gonna get through this and I'm gonna help you get through this because I want to be with you and you my friend, you my girl, you my guy, whatever the situation is, then people aren't gonna tap into that. But if you don't have that, then yeah, people are gonna lash out and they're gonna feel triggered, and that's just gonna keep egging it on. So when you are the other person, please be genuine and make sure that person feels secure enough to talk to you. And if you're not that person, accept the fact that you're not that person and keep it pushing, because you may be that person somebody else. I'm just gonna throw that out there too.
That's real. That's well said.
Very. So I'm gonna ask you guys what boundaries have you had to set with people? Let me go on mine though first, while you guys kind of think about it. But
I bet.
me, I'll give you one example. Very, very kind to people. Very, very kind to people. Very genuine, very open. Like to help people. There came a time in my life, and there was a situation at work, and I said, "Yeah, if you need help, let me know." There was a time where this person kept on sending me literally almost everything, all the work, everything, and I was like, I can't do this. Like, um, I'd said I can help you, but now it's going to a point where you don't need to help. You're doing it because I was helpful already. Without knowing it, I let my own guard down. I didn't have a boundary up, because if I did, maybe I would have said something like, feel free to send me anything you need help with if you honestly really do need the help. If you and that sets a boundary right there. Okay, Nathan said he can help me, but really if it's really important, you know? Um Aaron, we're not gonna really go into it that much, but you can bear witness to this. When somebody is close to you or getting close, but you can still stab that person or try to the point where they broke that boundary, they broke that trust, and that causes caution. That's another example of a boundary that, in that example, Aaron, I felt like that boundary, I didn't properly analyze it. I didn't properly look at everything, the full scope of it, even though you was on the phone call, Sherelle said, you should do this and do that. Put that boundary up, and I guess I dropped the ball on that. But because, like I said,
that kindness that you were
that
talking
kindness,
about,
that being there, sometimes if you're not careful, it could get
People take advantage of it, for
people
sure.
take advantage of it.
I believe that's why Mo isn't emotional.
To the point where I've noticed this as well. When I got to the point where people feel like they can say anything to you anyway,
Yeah,
and they still know that you're gonna come back.
Yeah. Manipulation 101.
Right, I can shoot you in the foot, but you're gonna still come back walking to me, and you're still gonna say sorry to me, even though I was the person that shot you. So it can be very manipulating and very almost be like, I don't want to say reverse psychology, but it can really play
toxic,
with
man.
people.
It's toxic, bro.
Very toxic, to the point where it's like, I need you, but to the point where, for example, you're saying I need you, but really you don't need me. I shot you, for example, and you're coming back because and that's how it can be if you don't have the correct
mental
boundary.
abuse.
And it's deadly.
Mental and emotional abuse.
Emotional abuse, and that's how it starts. Yeah. But who should we go to next? Mo, give you an example of a boundary.
So a boundary that I've set, I've set actually quite a few boundaries. I'm not even gonna lie. I'll tell you, this is why I don't have friends. 'Cause I'm always setting a boundary. Like that's why I don't have friends. No, but about I don't tolerate, and I guess this would be the boundary, but I don't tolerate disrespect. In no type of way.
You do have a big head, though. I'm joking. Go on.
Okay, look. I don't tolerate disrespect because okay, so I used to be the kid to, like be nice to everybody. I was super outgoing, all that, and people, took my kindness for weakness. Like they really did. And they almost made it seem like I didn't have a backbone just because when it came to confrontation, I try to stay clear of it. And in doing that, I was doing myself an injustice. And okay, so when I say this, and family, friends, if y'all tap into this, I am not taking no jab at y'all. Let me just throw that out there. I set boundaries for my own protection. Throw that out
Okay.
there. Okay. So in growing up and learning myself and learning, what I did with, I told y'all on the last podcast, I've been to therapy and all this other stuff. I had to learn that I can't tolerate disrespect. And that's what it basically came down to. I was being disrespected and I was taking it. And I was taking hit after hit. And I was the one going back. I was the one apologizing. I was the one making things right. And I had to sit and analyze every single situation and really ask myself, what exactly was it that I did wrong? What did I do wrong? Why am I apologizing? What did I do wrong? And if I'm confronting the situation, if I'm like, hey, listen, you kind of was talking out of pocket. I'm like feeling some type of way. Like, I thought like we wasn't even on that, but I see where it is now. And we go into that. I'm going to ask you, what exactly was it that made you say that, made that energy come this way? Like, what was it that I did so I can correct it? Because I'm not asking for you at this point. I'm asking for my own understanding. Because, like, if I've said something that hurt you, that harmed you, or whatever, I don't have no problem apologizing for that. Right. I'm a grown woman. I don't play games when it comes to that. But if it's coming out of left field and it ain't got nothing to do with me, I'm matching your energy, and wherever it goes, that's where it's going to go. If you not being 100 with me and telling me exactly what it is, then I'm taking that as a personal dig. I'm taking that as you were trying to be disrespectful. You were trying to hurt me. It didn't hurt, but I'm about to retaliate and match where you was at. Because at that point, I'm not taking that. And you gonna know, you can take this with Boo Boo the Fool and whoever John down clown the street. You could take it down with him, but you're not gonna take it down with me. And I'm gonna set it like I said, wherever it goes, that's where it goes. So when it comes to disrespect, I don't take it because I need a clear understanding of where it's coming from. And if I don't have that clear understanding, then you're crossing the line. Because I don't blatantly disrespect people. Like, if we joking, if we have that type of friendship, whatever, we joking, cool, fine, whatever. I'm never gonna take it too far anyway. But when it's just blatant disrespect, we got an issue, and we gonna handle it however you want to handle it. Ball gonna be in your court by the end of the day. Because I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and if what you saying not making sense, I'm taking it with a grain of salt, and it's gonna go where it's gonna go. It's gonna be what's gonna be.
Ooh. Pressure.
No, but it's
wow.
Oh God, Aaron.
And literally that all came from me growing up and learning that I can't tolerate certain things, because if I tolerate from one person, the next person gonna see it and do it, then it's gonna be the next person, then it's gonna next person. I can't give out free passes to people for disrespect, especially when I don't do it to them.
Right, and what you're saying is, when it's not in reason, like you said, you've got the emotional intelligence to know, okay, if you're being disrespectful, you're automatically going to assume, have I said something wrong? If I haven't, and I've asked you, have I done something, and it's because of something completely different, and it's like, hang on a second, now you're kind of taking liberties and abusing who I am as a person, because I'm gonna allow you to talk to me, but now you're disrespecting me for something else that someone else may have done. Which means, one, something's wrong with you. Sorry to say that, but two, I'm not going to be a punching bag. So, like what you're saying, you have to distance yourself from that and put yourself in a place of, I'm not going to be a part of that crowd because I got to protect my mental and emotional space. And again, you're putting up boundaries, putting up parameters.
That's why I threw it out there. It's all in protection of me, because at the end of the day, I still have to look out for me. Like, I can have a family, I can have a household of my own, but I still have to look out for me within that. And if I can't do that, then how am I going to look after anybody else?
Yeah. I mean, you're the best person to look out for yourself the best way you can. And and I did say only you can look after yourself the best. And I know people say, oh, but my family and my husband.
Because only you know.
That's true.
You know the truth.
But at the end of the day, you're the only one that's up here.
Exactly. You the only one that be tapping into. Now, I be talking to all 7 of different of my personalities, and I'm the only one that be talking to them, so I know.
You're the
I was waiting for him to catch that.
yeah. Look at him. Look at him.
I got about 3 or 4, so I ain't, you know what I'm saying? All right, I wouldn't expect a 7. This is the number of completion. The number of completion. Okay.
Right.
Right. Number completion. Lux, well, just so you know, guys, if you're still listening to this, please hold on. There's something juicy that's gonna come soon. I'm just saying, something juicy. I got something else.
Oh, he surprised at us too. So yeah,
got-
He ain't
I
telling
got
me
something
nothing.
else.
He ain't telling me nothing. I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. Okay.
And I want us to really pick this apart. It's very interesting. But Lux, to you.
Okay, boundaries that I had to do: access to my body intimately and access to my time and space. To my body intimately, weirdly enough, like being available to my person 24/7 will burn me out intimately, like whether that's sex, whether that's just cuddling, OD, etc., touching and things like that. I need to be able to curl up in my ball without feeling like I'm attacking you, or not feeling like I'm rejecting you. I just need my own, and I can be close in the proximity. I just need to have my space. And then time, and then my time and space, constant text messages, constant what are you doing, constant checkups. I need to know, because what it does, it makes me worried that something's going in on your end, or just like it makes me feel like you don't trust me enough to just give me hours at a time. Just because you don't know where I'm at don't mean like something bad is happening. Like, why are you with me if that's the case? And yeah, it's just those. I think everything else is fair game. Yeah,
those are good ones. Those are really good ones.
Hey, thank you.
Sounds like you need your man cave at times, bro.
Yeah, bro. But you know what's crazy? I really need the man cave up here. Outside, in the outside world, it's fine. Like, cause I understand, like, the women, once they get settled in, bro, they want to be on you, like in your skin. And then vice versa. Like, I want to be in my shorty skin. So I'm not gonna sit here and play myself. It's just, yo, we gotta chill.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I can say this, it's a balance. Balance.
Yeah, balance.
You need
That's
a
the word.
balance.
That's the word, bro. That's
Because
the
as much as you
word.
want to be in your person's skin, you're still your own person.
Yeah.
Like you're still your own person. So
it's like, you see, if you don't have a balance, what you end up doing is sacrificing something else that you could potentially harm if you don't have a balance. And let me go into that. If I'm Aaron, we like Monster Hunter. If I'm always playing Monster Hunter with you and I'm losing my sleep hour by hour by hour, what's going to happen is my concentration is going to go down. I'm going to feel tired. But because I love the game so much, it's putting a toll on me, because I'm not looking after the other aspects of my life. If I'm not focused, if I don't have a balance, I can fall short of what I'm trying to maintain in my life. Especially now, I know people that have there's a story of a person that played a video game for weeks, didn't get any sleep. The guy died because he wasn't eating, sleeping, to the point where that was his addiction.
That's so sad.
And again, balance, because you do need to make sure that every aspect of your life is balanced. You're checking up on your family, friends, going to work on time, not being late. How's your wife doing? Making time for that. Your personal life, hobbies, all these 7 or 8 things going in your life, you need a balance for. Because if you don't, then, and some things are okay to sacrifice now and then, if you don't, it can really, you won't have a boundary, and people will be able to abuse that as well. So
I think it's super important, airing your boundaries, and I think they're super valid. And now, okay, so when I say, let me just throw this out there too. When I say what I'm seeing and like what it's bringing to me, it's because I've seen it elsewhere. I ain't necessarily do this because I'm on the same way with you. Like, I understand, like, I'm not about to be hitting you up every day. Like, stop. I'm just kidding. But what I see is, say, you do encounter a woman that has those insecurities, because let's call it what it is. We're not sugarcoating nothing, ladies. It's an insecurity.
Yeah.
And you're constantly wanting, they constantly want checkups and where you at and what you doing. Oh, you post on Snapchat, but you can't even. Okay, listen. Okay, so say he does all that, and that's wearing on him now. So one, there's a couple problems with that. One, you as a woman, as his partner, you're not catering to his needs and you're being selfish. Two, you're giving and you're opening the door for him to lash out. And now you can pull the card of, oh, he's switching up on me. No, you were being selfish. And now he's retaliating and he's reacting to what you're giving him. And you've opened that door for him. And you can't do that.
You see, and there's a third point that you haven't mentioned, because there wouldn't be your 2 points if she was communicating.
Right.
See, I can understand insecurities and everything like that. But if that isn't communicated, I'm sorry to go in communication, guys, I know, but it needs to be communicated in order for Aaron and Mo not to set up those boundaries and think, yo, what's going on with you? Why you do this? Don't you understand I need space? But that person's not communicating the fact that the reason why I'm acting like this is because, now, Aaron, I said to you, please be careful at your job, right? If you notice, I said that twice and I paused. Now, the reason is because, I won't go into it just in case, but it's because someone that I was in touch with in America, a similar job to you, I lost that brother, right? So now what if I took that in a sense of, Aaron, I'm being serious, you need to be careful.
Right.
You know what I mean? So and that can cause you to kind of have a barrier or boundary. Doesn't matter what your communication is like or your intelligence, you might be thinking, nah, what's wrong with this brother, man?
Yeah, he's
I'll
supposed
talk
to
to
be
him
happy
after,
for me,
because
and
he's supposed to be happy. What's going on? But if I communicated to you, you wouldn't have to put up a barrier. So sometimes we allow people to put up barriers as well because of our own actions or our reactions. So we need to be careful of that.
And can I say, when it comes to insecurities and stuff, now for me personally, I want to know about your exes. I want to know about your past relationships. I want to know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That intrigues me a little bit. And then not even on no freaky nothing, because all y'all freaks that's listening, we not even going there. It's on really understanding my partner though. Because but and I'm gonna say this, and it's kind of gonna be contradicting, but hear me out when I say this. Even though I want to know, I don't necessarily care because it was before me. So I care for the sake of, you're with me now. And I want to know what hurt you in the past. I want to know how we can grow, how we can move forward.
Mature.
But in order for me to know how to move forward with somebody, I kind of do got to know your past a little bit. Certain things I got to know. Who I'm dealing with. Yeah. I got to know, especially when it comes to relationships. I got to know what you tolerate and what you don't tolerate. All of that is within that talking stage. I'm not claiming you if I don't know certain things. Like,
facts.
But because then I don't feel secure, and I'm all about security. And now you telling me like, yeah, we something and we nothing. See, you did that with your exes, and I'm not them. And you're not gonna categorize me as them either. I'm my own person. Okay, you met somebody new in a new state, in a new city, in a new town. I'm a different person, and we gonna move differently while we're together. So I just want to say that. But okay, ladies, communicate that though. Don't have us out here looking like that. Know yourself.
Y'all heard Sister Mo. Y'all heard Sister Mo. Y'all had heard her.
Communication is so important, and I feel like it's communication that honestly ruins really strong, purposeful relationships going into marriage. I was looking at some statistics yesterday in the UK and America, and it's not that website, which is Black Demographics or whatever website is called. It's not that. I wanted a proper website, an up-to-date website. It's very shocking. actually, because the black community in America, only about 4,000 people got married last year, which is very, very interesting. And I do think it comes down to communication. It really does come down to it. And I think
But also,
sometimes
marriage
I think
isn't valued like it used to be.
it's not. And I'm going to and what I was about to say actually kind of links to that is, again, I think we have our own defaulted barriers, which we can't pin on every man and every woman just because we've heard of a story or because we've heard or something's happened in our past. You know,
I love the way you said that.
go on, Lux, go on.
I just
Speak.
no, that's it. I love the way you said that, bro. Carry on.
Yeah,
Like
it's
fire right now.
And this is the problem we have. You see it, and I said this to Aaron when we first spoke. It was very rare to meet Aaron on Twitter as another black brother on the other side of the pond.
By the
And
way, I'm Aaron. I'm Lux. It's just
Yeah.
what happens. If y'all are wondering if there's another person, it's just us three. That's what we
Yeah.
do. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just very interesting because usually I find black guys find it hard just to talk to each other because especially when you have your own ladies as well. It's men are very
tough.
territorial. It's tough.
Yeah.
So me and Aaron just kind of just mix and glue together. Now Mo, on the other hand, I think Mo got in touch with me first because to be a part of our group chat. But at first, in my mind, I was thinking, why is she DMing me? Is this? And I was on I didn't make my barriers come forth or show forth to you, Mo, but I was thinking in the back of my mind, why is she popping up? Then I thought, wow, like, and then when I spoke to Mo about, trying to do some content, Mo was just very, and I kept saying this to Mo all the time. Wow, you're very kind. Because it was so surprising because a lot of ladies, especially when you message them, it's a whole different type of reaction. Even going down to men and ladies watch your language. The first thing you open up your mouth, I can hear it. It's a defense. It's a boundary. Some boundaries are not necessary in the first instant. They're not. It's like, Mo, when I message you about something, you said something very cool that I really loved. You said, I just want to know, what are your intentions? I love that. I love that.
I ask people that all the time.
Yeah, and I was like, it got me on the spot, but it didn't.
Especially because like I do like run a promo chat for Twitter. It's a thing now. All celebrities do it on Instagram, and it's transferred over to Twitter. If you've been a Twitter head for years, we've been doing it. But I always do ask that because I need to know what is it that you're really wanting. Don't beat around the bush with me, because I'm not going to beat around the bush with you. And I think, in my head, that's where it's coming from. It's I'm not about to beat around the bush with you. Like, I'm going to tell you how it is. Yeah. So I need to know if you really gonna be ready for the response. Like, really think and consider what you're about to say right now, and really understand if you could take it. Because, and I need to ask your intentions. Like, what are your intentions right now? Like, how are you trying to move right now? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm over I took my shot and you airballed. Like, what is it that you're trying to do? Like, I need to know for my own sake, for my own protection. Because if I'm wasting my time, click close app, I'm on to the next thing. I got things to do. Like, what is it that I told you, you gotta be prepared for my response.
Look at him.
What are you trying to do? Like,
it's just click close app.
And honestly, like,
she doing it like a brother.
Just bang, boom, bang, bang, I'm out of here. Bang, bang,
right.
I'm out of here.
It is not me feeling big-headed. It's not me feeling myself.
No, that's correct.
Myself.
That's following through. That's following through with the boundaries. That's correct.
Yes, like, I have a certain, like, I need to know, like, how we moving. Like, I'm not doing this. I don't have time for games. I'm too old for games. I stopped playing tetherball in 5th grade when I went to 6th grade and we had no recess. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's done with. It's over with. Like, come on, we grown.
Them are the facts. Them are the facts. Them are the facts.
We're actually going really deep, guys. A lot of things I said wasn't even planned. Like, it really wasn't.
I love talking to y'all, man.
It really is dope. It really is dope. Aaron looks like
ain't
he's
gonna lie, I
sarcastic,
probably
but
ain't gonna
he
have no
really
voice
is telling
because
the
I feel
truth.
like a 12-year-old going through puberty again. But this is a
You
fun
sound fine.
conversation.
You sound fine, Mo. Shut up.
I do listen. This little infection thing going around here, I'm gonna need it to stop because I can't. I can't.
Survive. That's all we ask. Survive, so you can be on the next YouTube video and the next one.
Right.
So this one is very, very interesting, right? I've got something juicy for you guys. See where the boundary is in this.
Okay.
All right. So this, if I'm twisting my neck, so I'm going gym and I'm using these apparatus things, and it's really like
It's
working
getting
on
you
my
right.
neck.
It's
Yeah.
getting
So
you
if
right.
you see me twitching my neck, it's just it's a bit tense.
Go ahead and flex on it, nigga.
So I'm gonna put something on the screen, and this was a conversation. I'll give you some background context, but you're gonna kind of guess it anyway from the text. But I put up a tweet. I can't remember what the tweet was, but this person was engaged 3 times, but the person it only took until the engagement part to kind of realize that, you know what, this relationship is going to end. So I want you guys to kind of see where the boundaries probably are necessary or not necessary. Tell me what you
3
think.
times to the same person or to 3 different people?
Let's find out.
Ooh.
Right. It's gonna get juicy. Right. Okay. So read this. Okay. Can you guys still hear me? Because I hope you're not on mute. You can still. Right. Okay. Cool. Because I still want you guys to talk. So I'm in the blue. So I said, "Hi. Thanks for letting me DM you. I just wanted to know how come you've been turned down. How come you've turned down 3 proposals? Happy that you've been proposed to, though. But I'm just curious." This person said, I love them, but wasn't in love anymore with them. And I had to move on. All right. Now let me share the next one. Wait, which one was it? It was this one. Right. Okay. So that she goes on to say, the first one was 9 months. So this answers your question, Mo, right? The first one was 9 months. The second was 1 year, and the third was 5 years. The third was the first wasn't ready for a child. The second one had anger issues and was super insecure. And the third was long. It was a long distance, and I couldn't see him for a year. Then I had life troubles, and he had a child with someone else. I was okay with that because in his religion he could have multiple wives, but I had to be the first, and he broke that agreement. I said, okay, I understand completely. And just a last question: what made you stay long enough to end the relationship when they proposed? And I can't see the bottom part. I love them and I believe in loyalty. That doesn't add up to me, but I want you guys to kind of
Cap. It's mother. It's cap. It's cap.
Average jokes.
Yo. I had to catch myself. She's full of cap, bro. Like, that's wild to me. And the thing about it is like the 9 months. First off, there had to be too many. Like, if you at 9 months, a man knows he wants to marry you, and y'all are talking like that, and then y'all get to the proposal, and you're just like, nah. I feel like at the 5 month mark or the 6 month mark, something happened for her to be like, I don't love this man no more. And then for her to say something like, I believe in loyalty, that's the whole point of you accepting the proposal then.
Right.
And so if that's her overarching statement for all 3 of those, that just means she knew when she fell out of love, or she used them up for however long, or they had did something trifling, whatever the case is. And then she internalized it versus communicating that boundary.
Can I
go ahead, Sister Mo.
I want to clarify one thing. was okay, and this is just a general statement because I don't know the girl, whatever, and I ain't gonna get on you, girl. But were you in love or were you in lust?
Also,
Then two, when it comes to the whole, like I said, like, ladies, ask what intentions are, please, before y'all waste 5 years, 9 months, 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, what a man feels like he wants for his future, he is not differing on that. What he's going to do is he's going to find somebody that's going to accept what he wants in his future, and y'all gonna be on the same wave. But it really doesn't take 5 years to know that. So that's why I
thank
say, were
you.
you in love or were you in lust? Secondly, third, fourthly, whatever number I'm on right now.
We'll say 3. We'll say 3.
Okay, say 3. I'm kind of questioning her, not necessarily her character, but I wonder if she's one of those women that feel like she could change whoever she's with.
Oh, the projects. I want to get a project because that's so
But
egotistical.
she had 3 projects. I think when it comes to the here's here's what I noticed, right? I mean, and it's I want to do this because we can speculate all day what it was, but
Right.
there's one key thing that I can see in this is she didn't set her own boundaries.
No.
If the thing that is reoccurring is, regardless of the issues she's had, she didn't communicate enough or set up the boundary enough that these men weren't aware that if I propose, it's going to be a no. And also, she should have separated herself from the situation if she knew, and I'm sure she knew this, if these men were marriage minded.
That's what I'm saying. Before we even get to, that's why I question, like, is she one to think that she can change a man? Because, like, when you know yourself, men, women, unidentified, whatever, when you know yourself, you know what you're looking for in a relationship. And like I said, it's not going to take you 5 years to understand that. And you can't say, oh, I'm loyal to them. Be loyal to yourself first. Because now you're just riding a wave that you don't necessarily want to be on. And you not holding no loyalty to yourself. So how you going to be loyal to somebody else? Like, you got to be like, you got to know and set the boundaries for yourself. You're trying to change people and change things and make it fit. If it don't fit, let it go.
If it don't fit, don't wear it and don't walk with it.
Yeah.
If it don't fit, it gotta quit. Like, y'all, it don't take 5 years to know that. And it for sure, okay, I feel like this, man. Let me tell you, okay, and I may be the only woman that think this because and this way I am kind of traditional. But when a man is ready to settle down with one woman, that is the utmost. Like, that right there, that get me going. Because I'm like, man, like, you wouldn't, like, for real, like, you ready for that? Like, you know what comes with it? Like, you understand that? Like, none of it, they don't matter no more. It's only me. Like, stop. Like, me for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, like, that's like, what's your mama name? We gotta be on the phone talking every day. Like, people, like, I'm in it right now. Like, let me know. Like, for 3 men to be able to do that, and it's just no, I just fell out of love with you. What? Yeah. Oh my God. I'm looking at you like, first of all, you should have been known before it even got to this point. Yeah. Because some men, they don't get to that point that quick. Yeah. We ready to jump the gun as soon as we get a whole good morning text. We like, where the wedding? Like, when is it? Like, send a date. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, for a man to do that and to be like, no, this is who I really want to be with. This my girl. To flaunt that, to show that, to express that. Like, in today's society, and it's just like, nah, I fell out of love with you. Okay. First of all, know yourself. Go know yourself.
Yeah.
Go figure out yourself and fix that
Yeah.
first before you jump into anything. Because you just wasted 5 years and 3 man's life and 9 months and the whole other man's life. I ain't got time. Like, nah.
And
Like,
money too. Money.
You
yeah.
know it. You
Ooh.
And
know
that's
it.
why I'm like, you're literally coasting, but you're searching at the same time. You can't coast and search. Like, you either get into where you going or you cruising. Like, it's not, you can't be doing both. Like, that's
One
shit kind
foot
of
in,
irritating.
one
Hang
foot
on.
out.
Mo, you need to say this again, and we need to get this on camera. So someone needs to mark this timestamp. But don't lose it, Nathan. Don't lose it.
I'm
But
with you. I got you.
like what
Okay,
Mo
question.
said, do not try and make somebody who they're not. Mo, I'm gonna ask you a question. Does a 6-figure man or 6-figure does money mean anything to you?
Okay, so the initial question, y'all, was, does a man making 6 figures matter to you?
Yeah.
I said, why does that matter when I don't even make that?
Right. And
I sent you the timestamp right there. It's in there. It's in there.
I got
Okay,
it, bro.
I said this.
It literally just came up. Thank you, bro. See, I
And I
love
say
this,
this,
brother.
I'm gonna
Love you
clarify,
too.
y'all. I'm not saying that's not what I want for my life. I just can't expect somebody to bring something that
Unrealistic.
I'm not bringing.
Unrealistic. And
Thank you.
this is the
Like, I
thing.
can't.
Like a lot of people I see just have unrealistic expectations. Don't try it. And I see this even in the Christian dating market. From hearing a lot of stuff and watching a lot of things, unrealistic expectations. Very
Mhm.
unrealistic. You know?
Because, okay, can I also say this? Now,
Go on.
if you my friend, y'all listening, y'all know I say this. This is why I say it right here. You know me, you know this is why I say it right here.
Okay, writing this down.
I have always been, I want to have my own wave. I want you to have your own wave. We come together with both our waves and we
Tsunami.
just create a massive storm. We take life by storm. Like that right there, like I want it because I never want to feel like a man makes me. And I never want my partner to feel like my girl makes him. I never want to demoralize. I never want to diminish who I am as a woman and who he is as a man. So I want to have my own wave, and I want you to have your own wave. You know, I'm going just as hard for me as I'm as just as hard as you as I'm going as hard for me. But when we come together and we collide, I'm telling you, Katrina ain't gonna have nothing on us.
And so, but this is the only thing, though, Mo. There's certain things that man will not achieve until he finds.
I know you was gonna
his
say
woman.
that. Yeah, I was about to say
Like,
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barack Obama has said plenty of times that he is not who he is without Michelle. Like it's and
Yeah, for
Michelle,
sure.
you know what I'm saying? Like women like you will make a man. You'll take him far past his limitations.
About when I say that, I talk about like
finances,
like
strictly
material
finances.
things and
Okay.
yeah, I'm talking about like that aspect.
Not
because
the intangibles.
I do understand like
understood.
When you get with the right one, there is a maturity and there's a whole nother level emotionally that you tap into. You do, and I have realized that for myself. Like I've realized that for myself. So I do understand. I'm talking about as far as like the 6 figures and all that other stuff.
Okay, cool.
You know, really like tackling life. But when it comes to emotional, I do believe that us as women and men, it does take that one person to really like have you think like this is it. Like I'm achieving something that I've never achieved before and I like it. And I want to continue doing it. And I'm gonna accept whatever challenges come with it because I want it so much. I'm fiending for it. And I didn't know I didn't want it. I didn't know I didn't have it. But now that I have it, it's a whole new feeling, it's a whole new experience. I want to. That's why I'm so like infatuated. Like when a man want to be with one, oh my goodness, like you found it. Like you found it. And you found yourself. Like it's like a whole new Sims character.
And this is what I said about barriers. Barriers are so important, but in the wrong setting, it can be so dangerous because all these 3 men, we don't know now their mind frame now or what they're thinking about marriage.
That's when the default.
One was default, right? One was what 9 months, 5 years. Now he might be thinking, I might have to wait 20 years to really know she wants this ring. And even a guy waiting that long still is a bit realistic, but I understand where he's come from at that point. And the other guy might be thinking, you know what? Forget marriage. Because that's what made it go wrong.
Turn it off. Yeah, turned it off. Turn him off.
And then he might come across another woman that actually wants to get married, but now he's got that default barrier now, which says,
Yep.
we don't have to get married. And he's going to come up with everybody else's excuse about the benefits of not getting married and all this type of stuff, because he's been through something. And guys, it's really important to be careful of your boundaries. You do have to set boundaries, be realistic with the boundaries.
That's why I say with whoever I'm with, I want to know about your past relationships. Because if I can help, I can help. If I
see
feel like
someone,
it's a little too much for me, then I need to express that it's a little bit too much for me. And I don't think that where you want to go, I can necessarily go at this time.
right.
And that's setting a
So
boundary because
I
I'm
want to
telling
say
you what I
something just in case a certain person is listening, because he asked me a question yesterday that I was coaching him on something, and he said, should I tell her, they're not girlfriend and boyfriend or anything yet, should I tell her about my past? I said no, because it was too early. The reason why I said that is because automatically, if she doesn't, at this moment, she doesn't know him properly yet, and I don't want her to put up an automatic default just because of a few words. So, Mo, do you
if they're
understand
not
me?
claiming each other, then
But you
tell one
understand
needs
that,
to be
right?
told. But yeah. It's like okay, so say you get arrested, right? And you get interrogated. Now, are you gonna answer the questions that are asked? Are you about to spill your whole life story? You gonna
Answer the questions that's asked.
exactly because you can get caught up. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. They want you to, keep indulging
Hey,
and
look.
elaborate.
Hey,
Answer
Mo
the
putting
questions
everybody
that
on
was
game.
asked.
Just, answer the questions that's asked. That's every time you get stopped by 12. Just answer the questions that's asked.
Answer the questions
Just
that's
ask
asked.
all the questions.
It's kind of the same way because when you're getting to know somebody, how do you get to know somebody? You're asking questions. You're not necessarily interrogating them, but you're asking questions. You're starting a conversation. You're picking up cues and context clues of how this person thinks, how this person operates. How this person moves. In his daily life, his relationships, whatever. So all that comes into play. But if you're not asking, there's certain questions that you probably should be asking us women. If we're not asking the questions, that's why I asked, what are your intentions? Because I need to know before we go anywhere. That's going to be key. Number one teller, how you respond is going to tell me where we about to take this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like you're not asking certain questions, how formal or how awkward or however they may make you feel, is certain things that you need to know. But if it's y'all just getting to know each other, y'all not boyfriend, girlfriend, y'all not claiming each other, answer what's asked. And if you feel like, I'm not really comfortable tapping into that real quick, maybe I'll tell you another time. That's cool too. Girls, don't be feeling butthurt because he don't let you into his life story off rip. Like, be patient, be understanding. He's not dissing you. He don't have another girl on the side. Like, I don't know his situation. He probably do. But y'all not in competition. Like, stop. Like, he not playing no games with you. Like, he not beating you around the bush. Like, y'all going straight to grandma's house. Y'all not even stopping to see the little fox in the woods. Like, come on, y'all. Like, let's go. We grown.
Look at Aaron down there, like, yo. This
Cause she be wild, man. Cause she be wild, bro. Like, I don't even know what.
Like, sometimes it really don't be that deep. Sometimes it really don't be that deep. It really don't.
Jeez. Aaron's in the wrong industry, man. He used to do comedy or something.
I just saying, bro. She be hitting like Mike with the. Oh, stop, please. She'll be caring, Nathan. She'll be caring.
I be caring. That's why I be saying it like I say it, because I care too much.
But I think like that is, in a sense, I feel like that's my base of you saying you don't care, because it's like, this is medicine. Because you gonna take this medicine. It don't taste good, but it's gonna heal all of that up. And I feel like even doctors, they have that level of numbness where it's like, bruh, I'm not hearing about none of that. We finna open you up because I want you alive. You're going to make it. Get on the table. I got it. Sometimes that's exactly what's required. You don't need to be. Medicine is not always tasting good. It's not all like I don't know if you've ever had a wellness shot of wheatgrass. Like, it's disgusting. But when I tell you that thing clean you out, you be ready. You be ready for the rest of the day, the rest of the week, or whatever. And that's how a lot of our topics are. They're the wellness shots for the emotional body because it needs to be flushed. Wow, that was really good.
I like that.
You should have wrote that down. You should put that in your notes. That was really good. Yeah, you should put that in your notes.
Wow, it's gonna talk amongst yourself. Gotta write this down. Yo, Nathan, I gotta go because I got my mama. I'm leaving and she want to do dinner before I step to go to Pittsburgh. And so I gotta see Mom Dukes. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't perpetrating.
No, it's cool. But I was about to say, I think we've kind of wrapped it up. Again, guys, thanks for coming in. Aaron, leave when you need to leave. I'm gonna end this here.
Okay.
Guys, like and subscribe. Comment, please. Me and Mo are probably gonna go live on sometime next week. We know the day, but yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, thanks, guys. I really do appreciate your time, and yeah, we will see you guys in the next YouTube video.